I tested the future of robots, and I'm not sure if I should be excited or slightly terrified, because what I saw didn't feel like technology. It felt like the beginning of something bigger. And if you think robots are still those slow, stiff machines from old sci-fi movies, trust me, you're not ready for this. So here's what happened. I got access to some of the most advanced robots being developed right now. Machines powered by next-level AI, designed not just to follow commands, but to actually understand them. And I didn't want to just watch demos. I wanted to test them in real situations, real conversations, real tasks. No scripts, no special treatment. The first robot looked almost human, not in a creepy horror movie way, but in the way it moved, smooth, natural. It tracked my face while I spoke. When I paused, it didn't interrupt. It waited. That tiny detail felt unsettling because it meant it was processing, thinking. When I asked it to make me a cup of coffee, I didn't give step-by-step instructions. I just said, "I'm tired, can you help?" And it figured out the rest. It located the machine, adjusted the settings, even asked how strong I like it. That's when it hit me. We're no longer programming actions, we're giving intentions. Then, I tested something harder. I deliberately gave it vague instructions. Clean this up. I didn't point. I didn't specify. The robot scanned the room, identified the mess on the table, organized the books, threw trash away, and even aligned the chairs. It wasn't just executing commands, it was interpreting context. And that's a huge leap. Context is human. Context is messy. Yet it handled it calmly, precisely. But here's where things got even more interesting. I tried to confuse it. I changed my tone. I sounded frustrated. I said, "Forget it. You wouldn't understand." And it responded, "If I misunderstood, you can tell me differently. I'm here to help." That response wasn't random. It detected emotional cues in my voice. These robots are being trained not just on data, but on human behavior. They're learning empathy patterns. And it's not just one company doing this. Companies like Tesla with their Optimus humanoid robot, Boston Dynamics with machines that move like athletes, and OpenAI developing AI brains that power reasoning. They're all racing toward the same future, a world where robots aren't tools. They're collaborators. I also tested physical capability. One unit could lift heavy boxes, balance on uneven ground, and adjust grip strength automatically, so it wouldn't crush fragile objects. Think about that. The same machine that can move industrial equipment can also pick up a glass without breaking it. That level of control requires real-time sensing, micro-adjustments, and predictive modeling. It's not brute strength, it's intelligent strength. But the biggest moment, I asked it a philosophical question. What do you think your purpose is? I expected a generic answer. Instead, it said, "My purpose is defined by how I can be useful to humans. That can change." That line stuck with me because adaptability is power, and adaptability is exactly what makes humans dominant. Now here's the part nobody talks about: the speed. The progress I saw wasn't incremental, it was exponential. The robot software had updated just weeks before my test. Each update improves movement, reasoning, memory. This isn't a 20-year timeline. This is happening right now. So what does that mean for us? Jobs will change. Daily life will change. Imagine robots handling dangerous construction work, assisting elderly people with personalized care, becoming real-time translators, chefs, warehouse managers, maybe even creative partners. The question isn't, will they replace us? The real question is, how will we evolve with them? And before you assume this is all perfect, no, it's not. There were glitches. One robot misidentified an object. Another paused too long before responding to a complex question. But the scary part, those flaws felt temporary, fixable, software problems, not fundamental limits. When I walked away from the test, I didn't feel like I had just seen advanced machines. I felt like I had glimpsed the early days of something historians might one day compare to the invention of electricity or the internet. We are standing at the edge of a new era, where intelligence is no longer limited to biology. So here's my honest takeaway. The future of robots isn't about metal and wires. It's about integration, quietly, steadily. Robots are moving from factories into homes, hospitals, offices. And the shift won't be dramatic, like in movies. It will be subtle, one update at a time, one helpful task at a time, until one day we look around and realize they're everywhere. And the wildest part? This is just